Alright, started.
Hi, Gay and Gayer, episode 10. Brian Ray, Andy Ratto, doing that thing we do.
Alright, if you're a loyal viewer, you saw our last episode. If not, this is your first episode. Maybe you heard about it because of the last episode. Our first subject we talked about last time was a very, I think, minor opinion on a Pride Gala MySpace flyer that went out that had one little line about business casual dress, not even required, suggested. We did a harmless thing that I thought by expressing an opinion that I disagreed that that's appropriate at a gay pride event, and I don't want to start a lot of controversy. I don't like a lot of drama, but it's the absolute truth that I received nasty letters from the current treasurer of Pride, as well as Andy did and our friend Steve did, who isn't even part of the show.
I don't know what message he got, but he got defriended on...
We all got defriended from Pride on MySpace.
I don't know if I was actually friends with...
I was, and I was defriended.
You and Steve. I might not have ever been friends.
I then went on to do 3 friend requests the next following days to try to re-friend myself, and all 3 were denied, including the final, the last one I did, which now in MySpace you can put on, like, hi, this is so-and-so from this thing, like approve my friend request. Mine said, do I not have the right to be proud? Like, I mean, like, what, like...
It's a weird situation.
I don't want to go into it too much, and I don't want to make that big of, like, that much drama about it, but, I want to let, like, every gay person that watches this, especially, like, anybody involved with Pride, who's planning on going to Pride, who knows the current treasurer and or president, or anybody else involved with the committee, Pride is about acceptance and tolerance, and I don't see... From all the interactions I have had with the current committee, they're anything but accepting, anything but tolerant of anyone other than themselves. And that's my personal opinion, that's not Andy's opinion, that's not anyone else associated with me's opinion, that's Brian Ray's opinion, that currently the people running Pride this year in 2008 in St. Louis shouldn't be. And they can take what they want with that. I kind of went very little to do with Pride. I sent the president directly an email, I think 4 days ago, trying to resolve this issue, and he's made no attempt to do that whatsoever. I realize I'm just a person, he has no obligation to me whatsoever, but I figure if he's taking on this responsibility for the community, and I'm a member of the community, that he should take on the responsibility of trying to resolve it, and he's not.
I, on the other hand, have no opinion at the moment, because I'm going to wait until I go to the Pride meeting next Monday, and if you're interested in getting involved with Pride, and you can look up online or email Gay and Gayer, I'll give you the info, and you can check out the next meeting. And I'm curious what they thought about the dress code and how they're handling the MySpace issue, but I'm going to wait to talk to them and see what they have to say.
If anyone would like to contact St. Louis Gay Pride, they can feel free to contact us, and we will get you their contact information. Because I think they should be contacted more directly, often.
All right, next topic.
Our next topic was I mixed topic and subject just there. Was a fan suggestion from Murphy, I believe is his name. I don't know for a fact. I know he watches it though, and he suggested, so he's getting his. It's a good subject too. It's interracial dating in the gay community. Andy, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is one of those things where I recognize that perhaps my beliefs might be misguided or not politically correct, but whatever shaped me growing up, I have my own views about race, and so I oftentimes don't find myself attracted to various ethnic minorities, which...
That's not politically incorrect.
Well, some people say that that's racist.
If you think the fact that I'm not attracted to certain races is racist, you're a dumbass.
Okay,
and you should
but that's
never
out
talk to
there.
me.
That's out there.
I think very few people honestly believe that. And I think it's more so a reaction to being upset with the fact that someone's not attracted to you. And that's just how you're taking it out, taking your anger out.
I mean, if there's nothing wrong with not being attracted to black people or Asian people or Latinos or whatever the case may be, then all of those people who might belong to any of those various ethnic minorities who come on to someone who's not into them, who says, I'm not into you because you're a blank, and then they yell at them, then we need to yell back at them and say, no, I'm allowed not to be attracted to you.
I think it's very little to do with skin color. I think, like, if a black guy I'm unattracted to had every single, like, physical feature of himself but was just white, I still would not be attracted to him whatsoever. Like, that has, like, so little to do with it. And, like, I kind of agree with you, like, my own personal experiences, I am definitely much more attracted to Caucasians, to whites, than any other race. But I think among St. Louis younger gay homos, I am attracted to other races more so than the rest of the white ones, if that makes any sense to the viewers. Like, I've totally hooked up with black guys, totally hooked up with Asians and Hispanics, and I'm just kind of a whore in general, so that doesn't really count for much, but...
The other thing that weirds me out is when
I've experienced.
Someone of one ethnicity is only attracted to a different ethnicity. Like, I know white guys who are only attracted to Asian people.
I think a lot of it, this is going to sound really bad, but I think a lot of it has to do with physical size and physical attributes that race commonly... Not always, but commonly.
It's more than that.
I think a lot of situations I've seen, like a lot of really dominant tops, really like Asians, just because they're typically much smaller and typically submissive. Not always, but typically. A lot of, and like on the flip side, a lot of really like submissive bottoms that really want a lot downstairs will go after pretty much black guys because usually they're the ones that are packing. Not always, and not in every case, but that could be one of the reasons why they're specifically going for that. And I've recently come to realize that I'm actually attracted to a lot of Hispanics, but the reason I don't go for them is because, in my experience, the vast majority of the time they're uncut, and that's like a deal breaker for me. Sorry, that's not like I don't think it's clean or anything, or I think there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just personally not attracted to that and cannot deal with that. That's my issue. And as a result, I've trained myself to not really go for Latinos.
It's one thing the Jewish people got right.
Yeah, I guess if you're, I don't go for Jews for that reason.
I'm just saying, circumcision.
Go for Jews, period. But
that was our gift to the world.
Aww.
Jewish people.
I think that's a cultural thing, and that's my upbringing. And my dog's stealing his pen. How much time do we have left?
So you don't think there's any chance that a white person saying I'm only attracted to other white people, that's because of the racism and the culture that he grew up with?
I'm sure it's possible. I'm just saying it's a lot less often than people think. I think if a white gay guy turns down a black gay guy, I think far too many black gay guys go to racism as the answer. Sorry, that's probably racist what I just said, but it's my opinion. Not all of them. I know a lot of really sweet black guys, a lot of really sweet Asian guys that have just really like come to terms with like people like what they like, and you can't change what people like, and that's just the way. And you can't change yourself either. You shouldn't change yourself just because other people like something differently. You shouldn't. I know way too many black guys who have like Oreo'd themselves up because they think that that's like that's how they're gonna get white guys. I'm way more attracted to a thugged out like Glock carrying like drug dealing like badass black boy than I am any kind of like polo like Banana Republic boy. And there are a lot of those.
Does everyone know what Oreo means? Do we need to define that?
If you don't, you shouldn't be watching. Moving on, because I probably am going to get, like, sued for doing this. Our friend Steve, who was mentioned earlier, what was this? What do you want to talk about? Frenemies?
Yeah. Well, if you're a good friend to someone, if you want to say, I want to be a good friend to them, are you then allowed to be friends with any of their enemies?
It depends on how severe of an enemy and what the situation is. Really severe? Then no, you're not.
Mildly severe.
I'm currently in that situation.
We're all in this situation.
I'm severely in this situation where I have one of my best friends was wronged or was in a pretty bad situation with another one of my, at the time, really good friends. And I had to pick one, and I went to the situation and saw what happened and saw who I thought was right in the situation. And now I don't talk to one of them. And I had to cut off a friendship, a pretty close friendship, because I'm a good friend.
I mean, as much as you would say, as a friend to you, you were wronged, I need to ditch this person, I would feel like anyone who's your friend would say, you don't have to end a friendship because someone hurt me.
No, I think you're right. I don't think anyone was imposing that I should end the friendship. I think had I tried to stay friends with everyone in this situation, that it would have been okay. But the truth is, I think the person who did like the wrong things was wrong. And I think if they didn't get cut off by a couple of their friends, if not a lot of their friends, they were going to realize, oh, damn it, we'll come back to this. We have 4 seconds left.
Next topic.